Good afternoon and welcome to the end of week market review for Friday, August 31st, 2012. My name is Jason Waugh, one of the trainers and success coaches with Ideal Training Lifestyle. I'll be walking us through today's presentation. Before we get started, we are going to ask that you pause, actually just take a minute just to give this disclaimer a quick read. Once we're done, we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so we got a couple things on our agenda. First off, we're going to be taking a look at the market news. We just want to see what's been going on today and how it's affecting the markets right now. We're then going to go ahead and take a look at some charts. We'll be looking at the S&P 500 and the TSX. While we're doing this, we'll be looking at the daily and the weekly charts. Our goal is to see what's been going on the small scale as well as the bigger picture. Once we're done with this, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the volatility indicator. This indicator is going to help us identify the level of volatility that's in the current marketplace. We'll then go through our watch list picks and then answer any questions that our customers might have. All right, so we can see that the markets did end up advancing today after finding out that the Federal Reserve will be helping stimulate the markets if need be. This was after some sharper declines yesterday and very flat trading going up until this. All in all, the Dow Jones ended up going up 0.69% today, with the S&P 500 up 0.51%. If we take a look at oil, we can see that it is up 1.83% today. That is up to $97.51 per barrel. Gold has also risen. Gold is up 2.21%, making it the largest of all of the commodities that we gained today. It is now at $16.90 per ounce. So that's $1,690.00 per ounce. So not some bad gains today. Definitely helping end this month in some higher territory. Right now we're looking at the S&P 500. You're going to notice that we're looking at about a 6-month daily chart. This is the same chart that we would use for our end of day market review. Looking at what we have here, we've got quite a bit of support and resistance just below us here. You can see that this has been very consistent, with the S&P 500 having quite a bit of trouble deciding whether or not it's going to be going up above or down below the 1400 to 1405 mark. Right now it's sitting just above that support level. Now the way it stands then, we've got some support at 1406 and then a more significant level at 1400. Although we did end up with some growth today, we're talking about support first and foremost because our MACD is declining bullish. And it looks like it's had quite a steep decline, suggesting that if we have any more negative days, we could end up seeing the MACD push itself into bearish territory. If we do cross down into bearish territory, that'll be the first time that we've seen that since the latter portion of July. Though it is important to note that every attempt that it's made to get down into bearish territory since the middle of June, it's been stopped and worked itself back up again. So we're not very concerned with the overall market conditions right now. We are accepting that they might end up declining a bit, but they are definitely positioned to continue their bullish trend. Right now we're looking at a weekly chart for the S&P 500. We've got 5 years worth of data here, with each of these candles representing 1 week. But we can see that today, or this week, we did end up down. Now, this was after 7 good straight weeks of positive trading. But it's important to note that although it looks like we've been at a serious high and we're now going to be pulling back, you can see that this type of trading has been going on very consistently since the beginning of 2009. With this upwards trading, we could end up seeing some resistance with some pullbacks down to around 1350. After finding support and confirming there, we might end up seeing good positive upward trading up and beyond 1500. Whether or not this is going to happen within its first try or second try, we don't know. We just know that we can go back to his statistics and history and see that this is a very common trading cycle right now. If we look at the weekly MACD, we can see that it is rising bullish with the black line over top of the blue line. The TSX, though, this guy is looking for a little bit more of a fall before finding support. It looks like it can go down to a low of 11,750 before finding its support levels. The MACD for this guy is also declining bullish with the black line down below the blue line. Another day or two of bad trading, and we can see the TSX push itself into bearish territory. It's important to note that it's also been into the bearish territory a few times throughout the month of July and definitely in the months of June. It doesn't have quite a strong track record as the S&P 500 does, and that will become very apparent as we look at the TSX weekly chart right now. And again, we're looking at 5 years worth of data with each candle representing 1 week. We can see that the TSX has actually been in a downtrend since the beginning of 2011. And although we've had a great run, it's definitely not the same type of run that we've seen in the S&P 500. In fact, we're now up against overhead resistance, which suggests that we could end up seeing a turnaround and back down to negative trading. If we do end up having a positive breakout, though, this could mark the beginning of an uptrend. But right now, if we look at the big picture, the TSX is still in a downtrend and will continue to be in a downtrend until it breaks up above its previous cycle high from back in February. Now, the MACD is rising bearish with the black line over top of the blue line, which is giving us some hope that we might end up seeing a breakout. But if we look back at the most recent attempt that was back at the beginning of January, you'll notice that it too almost got into bullish territory. It almost broke above its resistance, but did end up getting stopped and turned around. All right, so right now we're looking at the volatility indicator. We can see that it is currently at 17.48. This is a little bit of a pullback from yesterday's volatility that ended up peaking up above 18, but it is enough to let us know that the markets are volatile right now, and we need to really just sit and be cautious and see what ends up happening. Now, it's very possible that with some good news and earnings on Tuesday, we'll end up seeing some positive growth, but we are going to have some markets closed for our last long weekend of the summer. Unfortunately, we don't have any basic or advanced picks to look at right now, so we're just going to get right into the community news. Now, obviously, if you're here watching this presentation with us live, you know that every Friday we have an end-of-week market review. These will be every Friday at 3:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Tomorrow morning, or on Saturday, we'll be starting our first continuous learning session. It actually won't be tomorrow because we do have a long weekend there, but definitely a great opportunity for us to plug ourselves in and see what's going on with the disciplines, how they apply to us, what we can do to improve on them. Every Wednesday, our ITL customers will be taking advantage of our weekly spotlight review, which will be every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Other than that, business is as per usual. We've got our options refreshers, which are scheduled now through till the end of December. All of our options customers are automatically enrolled into those presentations. So all you need to do is check your email and wait for that invitation. You're also going to notice that we've got our boot camps that we've been announcing for the last few weeks here. Our first one will be September 12th in Winnipeg. Now, we've got a couple of these sessions going on, as you can see. If you're not able to attend live, that is okay. You will have the ability to register for these and watch them through webinars, just like you'd be doing with this. If you can't attend that, then obviously they will end up being recorded as well. But definitely, we encourage you to plug yourselves in live if you have that possibility. If not, definitely take advantage of our technology that allows us to do it through the computer. And finally, we are going to be in Winnipeg, September 28th and 29th for one of the trade shows there. And then in Regina for our annual visit to the Agribition. That'll be November 19th till the 24th. It'll be a great opportunity for us to shake some hands and put some faces next to the names that we frequently uh, talk to so often throughout our training. All right, and as per usual, if anybody has any questions, please let us know by emailing training@idealtraininglifestyle.com or calling us toll free 1-888-942-0266. Make sure that you're dialing extension number 5. So with that said, this has been the end of week market review. This is also the end of August. So hopefully everybody's had themselves a good trading month. We will touch base again next week. Ciao for now.